of a way, right, babe?
Yes.
So we are in this process right now of God teaching us what really truly full submission is, and submission to Him, and most importantly, trusting in Him. Before we used to say, yes, Lord, yes, we trust you, but right now He's currently teaching us like exactly what really the difference is between saying I trust you, but actually trusting Him in the real, like in the real life. So one of the verses that popped out for us today and that really penetrated on us this morning is in James chapter 4 verse 7, and then it says, therefore submit to God. And I'm gonna stop right there because I went ahead and we researched different translations, and another one says therefore give yourselves completely to God. There's another one that says therefore completely give everything to God, like completely everything that you are. And so we were talking about this morning on how many times my husband and I, Ivan and I, we have been those kind of people that we have said, oh yeah, we trust the Lord, but then until the actual test comes, this is when things start to get real. And the things that like we used to say, like, oh yeah, Lord, like I thought I trust you in this, but what happened to this, right?
Saying and doing is two completely whole different game balls. Like it's
You were giving a great example right now, baby, about that, about trust. You were just saying that.
Yeah, we're mentioning about like shoes, right?
Yeah.
In terms of a man, right? Or maybe even women too, right? Like you have heels, right? Let's say Louis Vuitton. That can like relate to like us men having Jordans, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Louis Vuitton. Well, they can go hand in hand, right? As far as price wise, how he would, only God can tell you this. We can't come and tell you like, hey, do this for him. No, because he will tell you at his right time, right? Anything that he wants to see, we need to understand this too, that anything that he wants you to do in your life, he's gonna come and tell you. Like no man can come and tell you like, hey, well, you need to do this and maybe change the way you dress. No, he tells you, right? He will come and literally talk to you. But of course, you gotta have a willing heart, and you gotta be fully submissive, to him. What is that? What does that mean? Well, pretty much is my heart is open. Let your will be done upon me. And those words itself, it's really strong, because they will go a long way. And we've been experiencing this for a long time, because it's not a one day thing. Like he can say, oh, go and give up your Jordans or go and sell them, and you do that and you think you're aligned with the Lord. I mean, he'll be very pleased. Don't get me wrong. He does get pleased in the smallest things that we do. He gets very, even opening the door for someone that's right behind you. Man, he gets the joy in him. He gets satisfied with that. But see, it goes far beyond that. Far beyond like, hey, one pair of Jordan or whatever it is that he's telling you at the moment. It goes far beyond that because he will keep testing you. Yeah. He will keep testing you because he needs to see where our hearts are at in different times of our life. Because it's true, many people will go strong for 3-4 months, like I'm with the Lord, and on the 5th month, guess what? They fall short. Yeah. Because this happened, and now they lose the faith because something bad happens. Hey, guess what? The walk with the Lord, it ain't gonna be pretty. There's gonna be ups and downs, and you just gotta be willing, to go through that. But see, with him, all things are possible. With him, when hard times come, it just gets the pain. It's easier. It gets ease. You know, for instance, what we're going through right now. You know, we can actually throw it out there. That's a whole different topic for another day. Like I would be honestly, I would if it was me, the old Ivan, I'll be crumpled. I'll be up and crumbled in a ball in a corner like a little kid because of the situation that we're going through. It's like unheard of for me to still be happy today.
Yeah.
Because guess what? What the Lord has taught us is that far beyond all those luxuries that you can have in this world, cool. He doesn't want you not to have them. It's cool, but don't idolize that.
Amen.
You know what He wants you to see is that, hey, Ivan, my son, my daughter, Candy, you guys have a roof over your head.
Amen.
You guys have to eat. You know, you guys can go to a restaurant or fast food and buy yourself something to eat.
Yes.
Those are the blessings nowadays that we take for granted. You know, or a Starbucks, a drink if we want. Those are the things we take for granted today, man. Even sleeping in a bed at night. You know, so you know we've been. This business that we had it for a year and a half. It's taught me a lot of things along the way, but it taught me even more when my family joined me. You know, my wife and my girls. Oh, and the Dogu, not to mention, because he goes with us anywhere we go. The dog is there, you know, so he's learning his lesson too.
Yeah.
We've learned that. Wow, he humbled us so much. We thought we were humble. Like we thought, like before all of this, we're humble because, you know, I don't know if you guys know, but we never recorded, but we would donate, you know, pizzas to the people in need, and we would go, and then that's very humbling, and God is okay with that. But what's any good if you think that you're humble, but you're not humble enough?
Yeah.
You know, many people think, well, I give, you know, $10 to the person in the corner asking me. That's cool, but are you really, really humble?
Yeah.
You know, are you really humble? You know, you need to ask yourself that. And we thought we were at a level that we were humble compared to other people. Mm-hmm. And what we stopped doing is comparing ourselves to other people.
Yes.
Because we need to focus on ourselves first, as individually.
Yeah.
Okay, my wife is her walk.
Yes.
My walk is my walk.
Amen.
Okay, and my daughters, they all have their own walk.
Yeah.
We're teaching them. It's not easy. At times they don't want to. You know, just like at times, sometimes we don't have the strength, and we just want to be bold. Like we want to be crystal clear. Like we want you guys to see through us. Yeah. You know, and that's the reality behind this.
Yeah.
That, you know, there's good times and bad times.
Yeah.
So when the Lord speaks to you, you know, it's not so much of what you're giving. All the material stuff that you give, man.
I think it's a little piece. It's like little details, and even though you feel sometimes that it's tearing you apart, this is when God is mainly working on your character, on like telling you like, hey, do you really trust me for real? Like I thought you said, listen to this, I thought you said you really trusted me. And then in those moments when he's asking you, like for example, right, he's asking you, hey, why don't you give this car to somebody? And you just paid off your car, and you're like, wait, what? It doesn't make sense, right? And one of the things that I have learned about the character of our Father is that he's a giver. He is a master at giving all of us. So we ask, and he says, here, you can have it. And the enemy, he will never ask you to give anything. If anything, he will take away from you 3 times as more as you know, could ever have, you know. But our Father's character is to give. Now, Bea, I want to ask you a question about this. How has giving everything to you has looked? You know, as men, sometimes men tend to be very, very hard on this topic. You know, us women, when, you know, I think it's a little bit easier when God says, hey, give me this. It might take us a little bit of time, but then we will give in quicker than you guys. But as far as like, you know, let's leave the materialistic aside and all that stuff. But as far as giving your heart to him, how has that looked for you in this period of time?
Very hard. Okay. Because it's not easy.
Yeah.
Just this past weekend, I attended a all man's conference, and let me tell you guys, it was like we would say, it was off the hook, right? I'm still working on myself. Okay, I'm still working on myself. It's a process. You know, it takes time. But you know, one of the lead pastors that was up there, his last name is Bocache. All right, he said that, you know, it's why can't we be like the woman, right? In the sense of like that when they tell them something like give yourself to the Lord, they go not 100%, they do 1,000%. They go all out, you know. And for us, man, it takes. If we do it, we might only do like 50% of it. You know, for us, man, our hearts are very hard because we come, especially us Central American, or you know, a Mexican Central American, right? We you know, me being coming from a Mexican background, it's like, no, you know, tú eres un hombre, you know, you can't cry, or you know, tú tienes que tener, you know, and nunca llorar y siempre ser fuerte y salir adelante. Yeah, cool, true, you know, like cool, like it's okay to be, you know, a man at times, but hey, we're human too. You know, we you know, crying and being weak and leaning to your spouse, like it, you know, you should be able to do that, and it shouldn't make you weaker. If anything, it should make you stronger because you're saying, hey, just as you are weak, I am weak at times too. Now, with that being said, it's pretty much saying that for us, man, it's to fully give ourselves to God. It sometimes takes years, you know, because we tend to want to control things. And then when I mean things, it's pretty much anything. Like if, you know, God is telling you, move out of here and go over here, we try to make the best out of where we're at here because we don't want to go over there because it's very uncomfortable, you know. The walk with the Lord has been so, you know, so out of, you know, it's been so out of, like unknown, you know, like you don't know what tomorrow brings, right?
Yeah.
And I think behind that,
sorry guys, the video cut. We had a little interruption, but he was talking about on how it was, you know, a little bit, I think, much more harder for men to give their heart to the Lord completely.
yeah,
And you know,
it's been said over and over.
yeah, exactly.
I mean,
yeah.
everywhere. I mean, I heard it once and I was like, pathetic. That's a lie. You know, and then as you continue going, you keep hearing this.
Yeah.
And it's true. I mean, just look around you whenever you go to church, no matter where you go, whatever building you go into, just take a look around. You will count more women than you will with men.
Yeah.
And see, you know, and it's you know, it's very saddening, but at the same time, it's reality. But at the same time, for me, it's more like fun.
Yeah.
And it's more like exciting because guess what? You know, I've asked the Lord, let me be a fisherman of men. So because there's so little men going to, you know, the amount of it gives me like a challenge. Like, hey, men can change. We men can be different. Now that doesn't see. Many people think like, oh, well, once you give yourself to Christ, that makes you weak and that makes you soft. No, it never makes you. Actually, it never. If anything, it makes you stronger in any of the things that you will go through in life. You know, many people would say like, no, well, it's gonna make me look weak, and you know, by walking in there, no. Let me tell you, you know, when you walk in, I don't know about you guys, but when I walk in there, I feel as if like, you know, God put some armor over me. Amen. You know, like, and it's not a physical one, but it's more like an internal one that, you know, it's like pretty much saying like, son, you know, whatever you go through in life, whether good or bad, you know, I'll be here with you. You know, you will be protected. You know, there will be hard times, like I mentioned earlier. You know, everyone kind of thinks like, you know, when you're with God, everything's just gonna go uphill, and you know, it's gonna be a beautiful walk, but guess what? No, there's gonna be ups and downs.
Things will fall apart, so they can fall into place.
And when
into His place.
Fall apart, like literally.
Yeah, fall apart completely.
And you would think like, well, God is not here. God is not talking to me. You know, but it's true. It's been said that when He's silent and He's not saying anything, that's when he's mostly with you.
Yeah.
And not only that, but your breakthrough, it's like you're like right there around the corner.
Yep.
Sorry, it's just
This is real life.
this is real life. You know, when we see people, you know, in need, like in the side, like for instance, right now we're driving on the freeway. There's a lady in the side shoulder of the freeway. You know, it's just, you know, it's very sad to see that. You know, but see, we gotta be those people that reach those kind of people in need.
Remember
you know?
Matthew 9:12. What does it say, baby? To go to those who are sick.
Sick. Yep.
It says that when Jesus came, he said that he came to those who were sick, and that's also, you know, in Matthew 9:12 it says that go to those who are sick. That those that are not sick, they don't need a doctor. When he's saying not sick, it means those people that are religious, those people that know it all, those people that are proud. And look, and I know this is another subject for like another day, but look what it says, babe, in James chapter 4 verse 7, and it says, God resists the proud, but he gives grace to the humble.
Yes.
And now going back to the subject where you're saying, you know, that when you close your heart, that's pride. That's pride.
Yeah, because,
and he's just telling you pretty much like, hey, just, you know, I can enter your heart because you're so full of pride and you don't want to give it to me because you think like, well, you know what, like, no, like, I don't want to open my heart to you. I don't want to take you to those parts in my childhood because I'm a man and I was taught not to do that.
Yeah.
Or, you know, I don't want to give you, you know, this uncomfortable things because I'm embarrassed, I'm ashamed. But the Lord is so merciful and so faithful, and he will give grace to the men, and as he will give to the men, he will give it to the women as well.
Yeah.
But full submission means that you gotta give absolutely everything to the Lord.
And man, let me tell you this, because it was very, very hard for me to say. See, I keep bringing up men because I know women are, I don't know, when in different tests, not in all tests, because there's tests that you would let a woman take and they're not also good, just like men, right? We take on some tests that we can do what the woman can do, and there's tests that the woman can do that the man that will do, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not, you know, I'm not putting no favoritism on men here, but it's a very, you know, very high topic about men because, I'm just starting to understand this that us men, guess what? We're the head of the house.
Yeah.
For any couples out there, married, right? Or, you know, maybe, you know, there's couples out there maybe you're not married. Guess what, men?
You're still married.
You're still exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And you're the head of the house, meaning no que machista that, oh, woman, you're gonna do everything I say. No. See, as I'm just starting, and this was played on the conference on Saturday. Now, one of the other pastors said this, that we're the head of the house. But most importantly, us need to be very aligned with the Lord, because us as head of the household, we are the ones to lead not only our wives but our children. You know, we are the ones that need to be more aligned with the Lord more than ever to be able to lead a successful household. You know, because and many times we tend to like think that, oh, the way I want to run my house is this and that, but that's not the intentions that the Lord wants for us. Now, in a household, everything is 50-50. You know, I'm not saying that oh, the man had more word than the woman. No, it's 50-50 at the end of the day. What I'm trying to say is that the more aligned you are with the Lord, the easier things will happen and will fall into place in your household. There'll be more peace. You know, and just recently we've been having more peace because I've had so much trouble giving myself to the Lord and understanding that, hey, you know, I do gotta align myself with Him. You know, I gotta stop trying to take control of it. You know, just Saturday, you know, I was just bawling, crying, you know, because I've always tend to take control of our finances, our especially this business. It's very fruitful. The Lord has never taken out His hand in us. But let me tell you guys, it's cost me 10 times more. Me trying to control God. Me trying to, Me, matter of fact, trying to be God. And trying to do the things of God my way. You know, kind of putting Him to the side and just telling him, here, a little piece of me, you know, when that's not how he wants us. He wants us whole. Like, he wants us, all of us. You know, he needs to be able to control our lives his way. You know, his way is his will. And his will, there's no other way. And let me tell you guys, yes, as of today, whatever, June 22nd, I think it is today. We are very broken.
Yeah.
We are very broken. And things are falling apart, but guess what? We're smiling through it.
Yeah.
We are smiling through it because I know that after this, what the Lord has for us, oof, you know, we're going to come back and tell you about the video and tell you all about what we've been going through these couple last weeks.
Yeah.
But see, this is the beauty about it. You don't know what he has in store for you, you know? And if you did, wouldn't it be boring to know that, like, hey, God, if I give you myself, what will you do with me in like a year from now? Wouldn't it be boring because you already know what to expect? It's like Christmas, right? Like, you know, you wrapping your own Christmas present, putting it underneath the tree. Wouldn't it be boring? Like, oh, okay, I know I have a gift and I know it's a PlayStation, right, for us guys, or a pair of Jordans, right? Wouldn't it be boring? Isn't it more exciting to not know what the Lord has in store for you? And that all you have to do is submit yourself to him and give him everything you got.
This is how
Like,
submission really looks like.
And submission it can look very ugly to our view, like to what we're seeing, but it's very beautiful to the Lord, Master. Ooh.
It says that he rejoices in the little beginnings. Can you imagine that? So you don't have to do nothing big for him to rejoice in you. All you gotta do is obey what he just asked you to do. If it's something little, starts from the smallest thing to the largest.
And it's
know?
simple. You know, I always tell my wife, like, you're crazy. And my wife would always tell me this for years. Like, babe, just say, Lord. As simple as this, Lord, I come here as your son. I'm into broken. See, I always thought that I had to be in a complete puzzle to turn myself to the Lord. But guess what? He wants the broken puzzles from you.
Yeah.
You know, he wants that from you. You know, he comes and he looks for those that are broken, not for those that are already fulfilled. Yes, he's there with them. But see, the thing when you're already, I don't think you'll ever be fully fulfilled, but you will be in a better place that he allows you to go and reach other people that are broken.
Amen.
You know, see, that we need to understand that, because the walk with the Lord is always going to be from now on till we leave.
Amen.
You know, it's on our ends of days. We're always going to have to run back to him. You know, and this is a consistent thing of every day praying to him. You know, it's not, I'll pray today, Thursday, and then I'll pray Monday again. No. This is, I'll pray today, I'll pray Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, so forth and so on. You know, every day out of the whole year. Every day.
And you know that would not just only cover you, but it will cover your whole family every day. And you know, once again in James chapter 4 verse 7, I just read you a little part and it said, therefore submit to God. But look at what it says next. Resist the devil and he will flee from you. And the only way you can resist the devil is that you keep and you put the armor of God. And my husband was just saying that you put the armor of God. What is the armor of God? Your word. Every day you consistently pray, you spend time in his presence, and if you get to know him more and more every day, and if you get to know Jesus more and more every day, he will sniff you. The devil will come and sniff you, right? Like what happened to me, right? A couple weeks ago, I had a very evil encounter in I think it was in between Arizona and New Mexico, and they sniff your calling. Demons sniff what you're carrying. However, they do not know, but they sniff what you carry. And when they come and sniff, they're like, oh, I can't mess with this one. Why? Because you're in communion with the Lord, because you decided that you want to be in full, completely submission to him. And every day he will, and it says that every day that you do this, every day that you put the armor of God, every day that you spend time in prayer, that you're consistent, that you're always in his presence, you are more in his presence than in this world, the devil will have no choice but to flee from you, and not only flee from you, but from your generations to come. But well, enough for this talk. It was nice talking to you guys. You will hear more from us in the small little chats, and in our process, and sharing with you also, you know, just a little bit of our life. We are just having blind faith, right? Blind faith, and learning submission to the Lord.
But it's exciting.
Yes, it is exciting.
You don't know what's in store.
Yes.
But remember, when the Lord gives, he doesn't give small.
He multiplies. We've been, you know, like seeing that you know, he. And
again, it's not always
about
money. It's not always money. Guys, today peace is worth more than gold, silver, buildings, houses, clothing, anything you can. Peace is what we learned that we want the most.
Yeah.
You know, regardless of anything else. Yeah, house is beautiful every day, and he's okay with that. But that for us is.
It does not matter.
It doesn't matter to us.
It doesn't matter anymore. And you're seeing two materialistic people that we were very materialistic. You guys, we've had it all. Not as like, you know, the most rich people, but we've had it all. We've been very blessed, but we've been learning how to be blessed in the little and in, you know, in the abundant life. And we've had abundant life. But, you know, the Lord continues to teach us that it is only in his submission and in his presence where we can have peace, we can have joy, and all the fruits of the Spirit can completely, you know, overtake us. But I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I hope this blessed you guys. Bye.